On a quiet and overcast May morning, the engines fell silent across the motorsport world. The usual roar of high-performance machines was replaced with stillness, sorrow, and remembrance. It was a moment the racing community hoped would never come. A moment of collective grief after the loss of two dedicated, talented riders, Owen Jenner and Shane Richardson. Both were tragically killed during the opening lap of the Quattro Group British Supersport race at Oulton Park on May 5, 2025. The crash involved 11 riders, a chaotic and heartbreaking accident that sent shockwaves through every corner of British motorcycle racing and beyond. For those who knew them, and for those who only knew of them, the pain of this loss was immediate, raw, and profound. In the days that followed, the focus shifted from the track to the lives behind the leathers. In East Sussex, England, mourners gathered to remember Owen Jenner, a bright, bold 21-year-old who had only just begun to show the world what he was capable of. A rising talent with the Rapid Honda team, Owen was known for his laser focus on the track and his soft-spoken, grounded nature off it. His funeral took place in his hometown, where he had first learned to ride, and where dreams of championships had been born. The ceremony was simple, yet deeply moving. Friends shared stories of a boy who grew up with a love for speed, who turned his passion into purpose. Family members held onto photographs and racing memorabilia, now sacred tokens of a life that burned intensely, if too briefly. His teammates, many of them barely older than he was, stood in stunned silence, helmets in hand, grief etched into their expressions. Outside, dozens of motorcyclists from around the country formed a procession behind the hearse. They rode slowly, heads bowed, engines humming softly in what became a final tribute lap for their fallen brother. Half a world away, another community mourned. In New Zealand, the funeral for Shane Richardson was held near his home in the Wellington region. At 29 years old, Shane had built a strong reputation as a thoughtful, tough competitor. Riding for Astro JJR Hippo Suzuki, he was more than just a skilled rider. He was a mentor, a role model, and a beloved figure in both domestic and international paddocks. Shane's funeral drew friends from every phase of his life. Local racers who had trained with him, international peers who had battled him on circuits across Europe, and family who had always supported his racing journey. His partner, Hannah James, stood courageously at the front with their two young children. The grief was palpable, but so too was the admiration. Shane's legacy was spoken of in reverent tones, not only for his career accomplishments, but for the kindness, patience, and humility he offered to everyone who crossed his path. A video montage played in the background. Shane on the podium, Shane adjusting his helmet before a race, Shane laughing in the paddock. In every image, his passion was clear. Back in the UK, a makeshift memorial took shape at Oulton Park. Fans and racers alike left flowers, letters, flags, and helmets by the fencing near Turn 1, the site of the fatal crash. Messages read, "Forever in our hearts," "Ride in peace, champions," and "We race for you now." The tribute became a pilgrimage point for those in the racing community, a quiet corner to reflect on the fine line between thrill and tragedy that defines the sport. Social media became flooded with tributes. Fellow riders changed their profile pictures, racing teams issued heartfelt statements, and even MotoGP champions expressed their condolences. Hashtags bearing the riders' names trended globally for days, revealing the reach of their influence and the depth of the community's grief. The crash itself remains under investigation. The opening lap of a race is always tense, always risky, But what unfolded at Oulton Park was a perfect storm of speed, proximity, and heartbreak. Cheshire Police are working closely with the Motorcycle Circuit Racing Control Board, MCRCB, and Motorsport Vision Racing, MSVR, to determine exactly what went wrong. Officials are reviewing onboard footage, rider telemetry, weather data, and safety protocols. The racing community has called not just for answers, but for meaningful change. Discussions around track safety, visibility on opening laps, medical response times, and structural modifications have been reignited in the wake of this tragedy. Yet, even amid these conversations, there is an understanding that no amount of investigation can fill the void left behind. In the paddocks, the loss has reshaped the atmosphere. Where there was once light-hearted banter, there is now a layer of solemnity. Where teams used to arrive with anticipation, they now do so with reflection, yet the spirit of racing persists, not in defiance of tragedy, but in honor of those who lived for the sport. Racers like Owen and Shane knew the risks. They embraced them not with arrogance, but with love. Love for the machine, for the moment, for the competition, for the craft. That love is what fuels those left behind to keep going, to ride smarter, harder, and with deeper purpose. Owen Jenner and Shane Richardson will never be just names in a record book. They will be remembered in the paddock, in the stands, in the thunder of engines, and in the silence before the green light drops. Their stories will be told to the next generation of riders, as cautionary tales, yes, but also as testaments to passion, dedication, and the pursuit of greatness. For every future champion who throws a leg over the saddle, there will be a part of Owen and Shane riding with them. As the racing calendar continues, it does so with 2 fewer warriors, but with 2 more guardian spirits watching from above. In every checkered flag, in every podium celebration, in every courageous overtake, their memory lives on. May they rest in peace, and may their final ride echo forever across the circuits they once called home. Though the roar of their engines has fallen silent, the spirit of Owen Jenner and Shane Richardson continues to echo through every corner of the track. Their courage, passion, and unwavering dedication remind us of the very heart of racing, where dreams are chased at full throttle and bonds are forged in the wind. Though they have crossed the finish line of life, their legacy steers us forward, inspiring every rider who dares to dream. Ride on in peace, champions. Your memory will forever fuel the soul of this sport.